Hey, it's me, Marquelworld, all things professional wrestling in my life. I love to post wrestling gossip. Let's talk about it. We are talking about AJ Lee. It is 2024, but yes, this is an update. I made a video about her a couple weeks ago, but it is being reported now. WWE, they are on board, baby. They are on board with AJ Lee returning. A couple weeks ago, I did make a video on how some of the WWE superstars of female talent such as Bailey, they were shooting for her to return. They were waiting for her to return. Even Cora Jade, I think, was one of the names that was rooting for AJ Lee's return. And we all know, let's be real, AJ Lee is one of the most popular female wrestlers. She was there in the 2010s through 2015, I think. That was one of her like peak years, I would say. I would say more 2013, 2012 was her peak years. But she was in the 2010s era. And she is someone that is beloved. She is someone that is still talked about. I do know a lot of the younger fans, they may not know who she is. But let's read this. Let's read this, y'all. Happy Wednesday. WrestlingNews.com is what I am reading. I like to say my sources. Again, I just like to gossip here on this channel. I am not the one making these reports. I am just gossiping. So welcome. If you like pro wrestling and gossip, you guys are on the right page, baby. Let's talk about it. And I have my microphone under my shirt. But AJ Lee, April Mendez, began her WWE career in 2009 in FCW. Let's get to the nitty gritty. We don't need to know about this. Um, During her tenure on the main roster, Lee achieved considerable success winning the Divas Championship. Okay, she left in 2015. I think that's what I kind of was saying. WrestleVotes is reporting that WWE is willing to welcome Lee back and leaves the decision up to the former Divas champion. So they're basically saying that they are open for her returning. This is a little news because if you don't know, there was a little bad blood. We love to gossip, but there was a little bad blood back in the day between AJ Lee and Nikki Bella, and I do think they made this is another decision, another discussion maybe we may have. They may regret letting Nikki Bella be the one that surpassed AJ Lee's Divas Championship reign. Remember, at the time, AJ Lee left, and it left a bad taste in WWE's mouth the way she left. I don't know. I think she retired at the WrestleMania and said she's not coming back. And she did stand up for women's wrestling. I think she even tweeted at Stephanie McMahon, like, you need to stick up for us women. So there was bad blood between them. So they had Nikki Bella take her title reign as Divas champion, the longest reign, and then after she passed it, she lost the following match. So she passed. Yay! I'm the longest reigning. Okay, next match, let me lose. I did what I was supposed to. I got the longest reign. No diss to Nikki Bella. She's not the one that does the booking. So this is a little news that they are welcoming to her, but this isn't news at all. I keep telling you guys, TikTok and YouTube, that WWE is a business. At the end of the day, you guys always like to say that, because I do mention this sometimes, how they view other companies such as AEW as threats, and that is why they do these Tuesday night wars or try to move NXT so they were a threat to AEW. Again, this is just going back to AEW, NWA, TNA, whoever is not WWE, if they find you as a threat, they will do things. So they're all about business. That is what I'm getting to. Glad that it's all water under the bridge, what happened. Not really surprised they would want her back. I mean, she's someone that is really, a lot of people crave an AJ Lee return. A lot of women wrestling fans, or even just fans in general, they crave an AJ Lee return. So that would be major wherever she returned, even if it was a TNA or AEW. So of course I'm not surprised to hear that WWE is open to her return. I mean, is this really a damn report? Let's see what the report states. It is a question I get quite a bit. As far as I know, WWE is totally on board for it. They would welcome it. She picks up the phone and she says, I'm in. They're going to say yes. What took so long? I would say the only two people that probably know the answer are AJ Lee and CM Punk. And whatever the answer may be, it's up to them. So we'll see. That was, again, a report. Who was he talking to again? Oh, WrestleVotes. So WrestleVotes is where they got this from eWrestling News. Following her departure from WWE, Lee pursued other ventures. So, okay, so this is the news for today that AJ Lee is maybe returning. PW Mania guys is also reporting about it. WWE reportedly open to AJ Lee's return. Again, this was 10 hours ago, so this is recent. This is today, October 16th, 2024. This is today. This is recent stuff. This isn't from years ago. AJ Lee's potential return to WWE has been subjected of years of speculation. Yes, I've been saying that. People have been wanting her return. Okay, rest of votes reported on Sportskeeda's Backstage Pass Patreon. Okay, we get a little bit more. Okay, this was at the Sportskeeda's Backstage Pass Patreon that WWE is open to having Lee return and has left the decision in AJ Lee's hands. I mean, you can't force her to. What you gonna do? Beat her up? You better return to us. I mean, I think that's quite the obvious. It's quite her decision. I mean, she doesn't want to return. She doesn't have to. But this is just filler. This obviously just filler for the article. I mean, who else's decision would it be if it's not hers? I mean, how are they going to make the decision? She would want or ask them to return. So it seems they more need her than she needs them. But okay. Oh, rest of vote set is a question I get quite a bit. So, would we want to see her return in this era? I do know she is beloved by a lot of the women wrestlers currently. I know she's beloved by a lot of the fans that used to watch. I don't know if this generation may know her. It depends. I mean, if parents were fans of that era where she was part of the WWE PG era and they were fans of that era and they show their kids, maybe she may be recognized by some of the newer generations. I mean, for sure, with CM Punk, people may be familiar with her because they keep referencing her with that bracelet. So someone that may not know her or may not have the pleasure to have seen her, they may be like, who is this wife that they keep referencing AJ? So they may be a little curious and may have looked her up by now. But I don't know how she'll do with today's division. I kind of would have said if she came back 4 years ago, even when they had less of all this talent. Now we have Stephanie in NXT. We have Julia. We have a lot. The main roster is kind of full as it is. I mean, they could always use her to make a spunk. I just don't know where she would fit in. I mean, she was really good for her time because she was also the vocal point of the division. Let's be real. AJ Lee was the vocal point. There was a time where there was a woman wrestler that was the vocal point of the brand. There was one point where Beth Phoenix was getting a huge push for a while. There was a point where Candice Michelle was getting a huge push. There was a while where Michelle McCool was getting a big push and was a vocal point. There was a point where Eve Torres, the Diva Search winner in her championship reign, she was getting a push. And there was a point where it seemed like it was 3 years in a row that she was the vocal point. So she had a long lasting, she was the vocal point of the division as the female top talent. Now we have it where there's multiple top talents. So she would be one of many top talents. I mean, we would have Charlotte Flair that would return eventually. Would she steal the shine if she returns AJ Lee? We have Becky Lynch that is gone. Would she steal the shine once she returns? We have who else could steal the shine? Carmella. I mean, it may not be as huge, but she would steal the shine with her returning after at least 2 years. It's almost been what, 2 years? Alexa Bliss returning. So that, there's a lot of top stars. So her returning, there's always going to be someone that's going to return after her. So it would have to be a good storyline to make sense. But I would love for her to come back, clearly. But TikTok, I know you guys have a 10-minute limit. Thank you guys for the support. Life update. It's Wednesday. The week is going well. I hope you guys are well. I watched NXT yesterday. That was good. But I hope you guys are well, TikTok. Thank you guys so much for the support. Peace. I want to continue this conversation. So, like I was saying, that AJ Lee has a lot more, not competition, but she has a lot more female colleagues that she would have to share the spotlight with. Again, she was the vocal point when she was running the division. Could they do something with her and CM Punk? That would make sense. That would be a way to introduce her back to the scene. I wish Beth and Edge would still be in WWE if that was the case. If CM Punk and AJ Lee did something to have that 2 versus 2, I think Beth and AJ Lee do have history, so that would be full circle for them to return with their spouses. So AJ Lee, I would like to see what she has said. Um, it's on No DQ, Ringside News, Wrestle Talk. They're all talking about TJR Wrestling. They're all talking about it, baby. They are all talking about AJ Lee returning to WWE. It's good to see that she still has a huge name value. Can she still go? I think she was recently training a couple years ago. Wasn't she in a movie, or she was preparing for Pose? Or no, something. Glow. I think she was doing some in-ring work, but she hasn't wrestled a match in years. So AJ Lee returning. Backstage talks about it with WWE allegedly being reported. Those are the headlines. We shall see. We already have wrestlers that were already showing their support and stating that they want AJ Lee to return. They were already doing that. That was what I reported a couple weeks ago. So now we have WWE is, I guess, responding to the report, say, hey, yeah, let's get it out there. We would be a little interested if she would come back. So a little pressure for you, AJ. Your name is being drugged a lot, but not in a bad way. A lot of people just want to see you return, boo. A lot of people just want to see you return, boo. So it's not in a bad way that you're being mentioned. But thank you, YouTube. I like to make my videos at least a little bit longer, more than 10 minutes at least. AEW as well. I watched tonight. We have Shelton Benjamin, who just made his debut versus Leo Rush. What a match. Shelton went over. But guys, it's Wednesday. This is Marquel's World. Life update. It's just the weeks going by. I may see my best friend perform. I heard she has a performance. Maybe I'll do that over the weekend. But I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I hope you guys are doing well. Again, happy Wednesday. Halfway through the week if you're a Monday through Friday person. I know everyone doesn't have the same schedule. But thank you guys. Please like the video. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow on TikTok if you have not. Follow Pro Wrestling T, a Facebook group where I post updates about wrestling. And it's a community. You guys can post as well. So come join it on Facebook. It's a group. But again, this is me, Marquel's World. Some call me Mar. Peace out. Remain safe. Peace.